All right, let's talk about the anatomy of the arm. But we're not going to do it like a boring textbook. Instead, I want you to think of it as a story, a tale of two rival teams locked in this constant, perfectly balanced tug of war. I mean, really think about it. Every single time you go to lift a bag, wave to a friend, or even just bend your elbow, there's this incredibly complex drama just playing out right under your skin. So what's actually going on in there? Well, here's the secret. Your arm is neatly divided by this thin sheet of tissue, called fascia, into two separate compartments. And each compartment is home to a team of muscles with a very, very specific and totally opposite job to do. It's this classic rivalry that actually makes every single arm movement possible. Okay, so let's get into it. The two teams are officially known as the anterior compartment, which is at the front of your arm, and the posterior compartment, which is at the back. These are our two rivals. So here's the most important thing to get. Team anterior, they're your flexing team. Their whole job is to bend and lift things, and their head coach, if you will, is the musculocutaneous nerve. On the other side, you've got team posterior. They're your extending team. They push and straighten, and they get all of their instructions from a totally different coach, the radial nerve. So, two teams, two opposite jobs, and two different nerve supplies. Simple as that. So, first up, let's get to know the stars of that anterior compartment, Team Flex. These are the guys responsible for all your pulling and lifting actions. And really, who else could possibly be the captain? It's got to be the most famous muscle in the arm, the biceps brachii. It's the one everybody flexes to show off their strength, and honestly, for very good reason. Now, the name biceps literally means two heads. You've got a long head and a short head, and they both start up on your shoulder blade. They join together to do two main things. First, they flex the forearm, but they also have another super important job, supination. That's just the fancy word for turning your palm upwards, like when you're turning a screwdriver or holding a bowl of soup. So next time you're lifting a heavy grocery bag, you can thank your biceps for doing all that powerful work. But here's a little secret. Hiding just underneath that famous biceps is the true powerhouse of elbow flexion, the brachialis. This muscle is the real unsung hero of Team Flex. See, the brachialis has one job, and it does that one job incredibly well. Pure, unadulterated elbow flexion. That's it. It attaches right from your upper arm bone, the humerus, to one of your forearm bones, the ulna. So when you're just bending your elbow, say to lift a cup of coffee to your mouth, that's almost all brachialis. It is the workhorse for that specific action. And to round out our team, we've got the coracobrachialis. Now, it's not nearly as powerful as the other two, but it plays a really crucial supporting role. Its main job is what we call adduction, which just means it pulls your arm in nice and tight towards your body. It also gives a little bit of help with flexing the arm up at the shoulder. So you can think of it as the player that just keeps everything controlled and secure. So how in the world are you going to remember all that? It's easy. Just think of the BBC team: biceps, brachialis, and coracobrachialis. And what's really cool is that all three of them get their signals from one single nerve, the musculocutaneous nerve. So just remember, BBC, musculocutaneous. You got it? All right, now that we're experts on Team Flex, it's time to meet their direct opposition. Let's flip over to the other side of the arm and meet Team Extend. This is the crew responsible for every single pushing and straightening motion you make. And leading this team is the massive, powerful triceps brachii. If the biceps is the star of the front of the arm, the triceps is without a doubt the champion of the back. And just like its name implies, the triceps has three heads. They all start in different places, but they come together on one big, powerful tendon that attaches right to that bony point of your elbow, the olecranon. Their one collective job is to extend or straighten the forearm. Anytime you push a door open, do a push-up, or throw a ball, that's Team Triceps putting in the work. But the triceps doesn't go it alone. It's got this small but really important little assistant called the anconeus. This little triangular muscle is basically a helper. It assists the triceps with that last little bit of straightening power, and maybe even more importantly, it's a key stabilizer for the entire elbow joint. It keeps everything from getting wobbly. Okay, and this is where that tug of war we talked about really comes into play. When you bend your arm, Team Flex contracts. They become the agonist or the prime mover.
At that exact same moment, Team Extend, the antagonist, has to completely relax and let go of their end of the rope. But then, when you straighten your arm, the roles flip entirely. It's this perfect, dynamic partnership of total opposition.
So, why does any of this actually matter? Well, this whole system is beautifully balanced, it's incredibly strong, but it is not invincible. Let's take a quick look at what happens when things go wrong. So, just imagine a few scenarios. What if the nerve that supplies Team Extend gets damaged? Or what if the captain of Team Flex, the biceps, tears its tendon? Or what if swelling and pressure just start building up inside one of these tightly packed compartments? Well, the outcomes are pretty serious. An injury to that radial nerve can lead to something called wrist drop, where you literally can't extend your wrist. A biceps tendon rupture, you lose a huge amount of your flexing strength. And that pressure buildup, that's called compartment syndrome. The swelling can get so intense that it cuts off all blood flow, creating a true medical emergency that can permanently damage all those muscles and nerves. This is why that balance is so critical. Okay, let's pull all this together with a really quick and easy summary. Think of this as your personal cheat sheet for the Armstoon teams. And here it is, all in one place. You've got Team Flex. That's the BBC crew, powered by the musculocutaneous nerve, and their whole job is bending. Then you've got Team Extend, the triceps and anconeus, powered by the radial nerve, and their job is straightening. It's this simple, elegant balance that powers every single thing you do with your arms. So, the next time you pick something up, push a door open, or even just give someone a hug, take a second. Think about those two teams working in perfect harmony inside your arm. Now that you've finally met them, what simple everyday action are you suddenly a little more grateful for? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.